This is 5 on your side at 5. Focused on you.
Just hours ago, we learned at least 14 Americans are dead following Hamas's attack on Israel. The government also confirmed some Americans are being held hostage. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Kelly Jackson.
And I'm Mike Bush. The Palestinian militant group Hamas launched a surprise attack on Israel over the weekend. More than 1,000 people were killed in Israel. After the attack, Israel declared war and ordered a complete siege of Gaza, cutting off necessities like food, water, and more. Israel's retaliation airstrikes have killed at least 900 people in Gaza. They've also flattened homes, schools, and medical facilities. Hamas has threatened to kill a hostage each time Israel bombs Gaza without warning. Right now, we still don't know how many people are being held hostage. President Biden says there is a plan to try and find them.
I've directed my team to share intelligence and deploy additional experts from across the United States government to consult with and advise Israeli counterparts on hostage recovery efforts. Because as president, I have no higher priority than the safety of Americans being held hostage around the world. And let there be no doubt, the United States has Israel's back. It's as simple as that. These atrocities have been sickening.
As for other Americans, some are stuck in the country, desperate to get back home, and that includes one Metro East couple.
They left for Israel on Friday and are still trying to return home to Godfrey. Decina Coronel spoke with their daughter today.
Yeah, so Jenny Robeck is scared, worried, and determined. Her parents went on a spiritual journey with several church groups, landing in Israel 4 days ago. And since then, everything has changed, the state of the country and their lives. Beck tells me her parents are giving each other comfort during this time. Danny and Carmen have been together for 50 years. The duo loves to travel, and this was actually their second time visiting Israel with other church groups. Now, over the weekend, the couple heard bombs going off along with other sirens, and since then, their group has bunkered down, even doing so this morning. Currently, they are stuck in Tel Aviv and have been trying to get their hands on the plane tickets. However, 2 of their flights have already been canceled, and Beck wants more to be done.
Every time they call the embassy, they're just given a list of, things to watch out for and things to be careful for. I want direction. I want them to be told, here's what we are doing for you. And I believe God knows where they are, and I have faith that God's going to bring them home. I would just like him to do it very quickly.
She's also called U.S. Congressman Mike Boss, and she said he's actually been very helpful. His office tells me they're in contact with Southern Illinoisans who are in Israel right now.
Hamas took over the Gaza Strip nearly a decade ago. It is a tiny area between the Mediterranean Sea and Israel. Many Palestinians live there. Hamas won an election, and there has not been a new one since. Then Israel put up a blockade surrounding Gaza. We talked to a Washington University political science professor. She says while the two sides have never had any type of peace agreement, this attack is unprecedented.
Israel has never suffered this many casualties in a single day. I think in probably the history of its existence, at least since the Yom Kippur War. And this is also the first time since the Yom Kippur War that there has been this much of an infiltration into Israeli territory, with Hamas militants actually succeeding in taking over various towns in southern Israel for almost a full day at least.
She says while many view this as a religious conflict, it's fundamentally about land. She says Hamas wants a Palestinian state, and right now Israel just wants to destroy Hamas.
Coming up right after our newscast, NBC Nightly News, Lester Holt. He is live from Israel. He hears from American families whose loved ones are still missing.
And I heard my sister screaming and crying on the phone. And my brother told me that they both heard Hamas terrorists burst into the shelter in my mom's home.
Plus, Lester visits a hospital where people are rushing to donate blood. That's in about 25 minutes. You can also read the latest on the Israel-Hamas war on KSDK.com. For a link to our stories, just text the word Israel to 314-425-5355.
Prosecutors have refused charges after a road rage incident led to shots fired on Interstate 44. Happened around 8 this morning near Bowles Avenue in South St. Louis County.
Police found a man with a hand injury. They still don't know if he was shot or hurt by flying glass. Police later arrested the other man involved, but again, He's not being charged.
Parents with children in St. Louis public or charter schools can now apply for a $400 monthly benefit.
The city unveiled the early stages of a new website where families can qualify for the Guaranteed Basic Income. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, has new details. Mark?
Mike and Kelly, the Guaranteed Basic Income is catching on in cities across the country as leaders look for ways to tackle systemic inequalities in the financial sector in particular. The Board of Aldermen and Mayor recently approved the plan here, starting with federal pandemic relief funds. But now a billionaire philanthropist with St. Louis roots is buying into the idea himself. Twitter founder Jack Dorsey pumped $1 million of his own money into the city's plan, expanding its reach from 440 families up to roughly 540. You do have to be a parent with school-age children to qualify, and you have to meet some certain income requirements on your screen. A single parent with one child would have to make $33,524 or less, or a family of four, $51 grand to qualify. The official registration window opens in 2 weeks, but right now you can go online to sign up for those notices. City Treasurer Adam Lane's office is overseeing the new pilot program and explained how it might impact parents.
So the amount that they can spend on their children actually goes up. Their access to healthy food and produce is something that goes up as well. Their ability to spend more money on childcare. Maybe they're working 2 jobs and now because of being able to reduce their debt, they're able to only work 1 job. So
he said it might even stem the out-migration, keeping more people living in St. Louis. We have information up on KSDK.com right now to show you how you can start to sign up. The city hopes to expand the program after it's scheduled to expire in 18 months. Tonight at 6, we'll have a closer look at the broader suite of financial services tied in with this bank card families will get in the mail.
Mark, thanks. Tonight, hundreds of people are expected to show up at the St. Louis Public School Board meeting.
The group is demanding changes as alarming stats reveal low literacy rates in the district. 5 on your side's Mercedes McKay has the story.
The group known as Coalition of STL Kids is made up of parents and community members interested in improving St. Louis, specifically when it comes to education and specifically with Black children. Founder Chester Asher says low literacy rates have been a problem for years now in St. Louis public schools. Recent numbers that Asher found after digging through the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education's website shows a vast majority of students at SLPS are struggling to read. He says it's affecting Black children even more. That's why Asher and others are demanding a few things from the district, including personalized reading plans, free tutoring for struggling students, and more of an academic focus at school board meetings.
This is not like a media stunt. This is not to get attention. This is to improve the lives of kids and families, and Black kids in particular. And just with our history of how we've treated Black kids and families in this country, specifically in this city, we owe it to them.
The group will be addressing the school board at tonight's meeting at 6:30. In St. Louis, Mercedes McKay, 5 on your side.
Another incident inside the St. Louis City Justice Center. What we're learning about an attack on a correctional officer.
Will the House be able to elect a new speaker this week? How Republicans feel ahead of tomorrow's vote.
And it's 70 degrees, the high for the day. It's a clear evening, but overnight a warm front approaches, a chance of showers and thunderstorms St. Louis northward. I'll time it out for you coming up.